Hey, it's Dave and Wanda from WGRC with another episode of Around the Valley. And Wanda, we are here at the old Lewisburg High School on Market Street in Lewisburg. We're going to go check out the Lewisburg Children's Museum. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It is going to be a lot of fun. So I'm excited because, we don't always get to be like kids again. You know, when you hit a certain age, you have to be an adult. But this gives us a good opportunity to be silly and crazy and also to learn.
Absolutely. I have had the opportunity to come before, use my little girl as an excuse to come in to the museum. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of fun with Wanda here today as well, her first time in. And maybe for you, it's your first time. So let's go check it out. We're looking for Kayla here at the Lewisburg Children's Museum.
Let's go find her.
Yeah, I think those doors over there.
All right.
WGRC's Around the Valley is sponsored by Zook Septic Services, serving central Pennsylvania. Contact them for inspections, repairs, and system maintenance needs at 570-837-1466 or at zookseptic.com.
Good.
I'm Wanda.
Hi, Wanda. I'm Kayla.
I'm Dave.
Hi, Dave.
Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
So here we are in the Lewisburg Children's Museum.
Yes, thanks for visiting us.
This is
today.
great. It's exciting.
Yeah,
This
so
is-
All
looks
kinds
like
of
lots of fun.
stuff.
yeah, so right now we're in our gift shop.
Okay.
So this is sort of the first place that guests check in and we get them oriented, and sometimes it's the last place that we see them too.
I'm
their
sure
way
it
out.
is, especially with the kids. Yes, for sure.
Well, tell us a little bit about the Children's Museum. How long has it been around? What's the purpose of having a space such as this?
Yeah, so the museum opened in September of 2017. So we just celebrated our 5-year anniversary here in September of last year, which was really great.
Yeah.
And to celebrate, we had, we called them Free Fridays. And
Okay.
so each Friday in September, it was free and open to the community. We had different community organizations that helped sponsor that. And so it was a really nice way to give back to everybody. And for people who might have been new to the area or hadn't gotten to visit before, it was a really fun way to kind of interact with the museum for our first time. But our mission is to inspire learning, imagination, and play through hands-on, interactive, engaging experiences for children and their families. And so that part is really important to me, the children and their families, because this is a really informal, fun space for learning to happen. And traditionally, that learning happens in more formalized settings like schools and things like that.
Right.
But this is
It's relaxed.
exactly. This is all about free choice. And so kids and their caregivers can explore the museum and really engage with things that speak to them.
I'm just sad that my kids, weren't young when to come here, to be able to come here. It's a great place.
Well, we've brought Sophia here before, and so we did have fun, and she was good during the visit.
Good.
So she
You're gonna
got
take
a
after her
souvenir
then.
when we
Yes.
left. So I'm going to be good like she was. So maybe I can get a souvenir.
We'll see what happens. No promises.
All right. So I understand now we're going to take a tour.
Yep.
We're going to see some of the different spaces, and then you said something about a little project or competition we might have.
I like that word.
I wasn't sure if competition was a safe word to use
It
with
is.
you, but
It is.
we thought we could challenge you both to a STEM activity.
Sounds
because we're all about building STEM skills,
Yeah.
and I think I have one that you might like.
Well, we go ahead and take a tour, and you can show us.
Sounds good.
So I love this hallway. Very colorful and obviously lots of handprints. Tell me about it.
So the handprints on the wall, that was part of our fundraising efforts in our early days before we were even a museum without walls.
Yeah.
And so families could make a donation and put their kid's handprint on the wall. And every time that they come after, they can see their handprint.
Exciting for
as it
the
grows
kids
with
to
them.
see that.
Yeah, and so we have an opportunity here in a few weeks that will have families be able to do that again. We haven't done it for a really long time.
Yeah.
So people are really excited to get those handprints up
That'll
there.
be fun.
It's really fun when the kiddos come in and they look for their name and they'll put their hand and see how much it's grown.
Yeah.
And the Helping Hands fundraiser, that's what we call it, Helping Hands. It helps support our Count Me In initiative. So that provides free or reduced admission to underserved families in our community. So we do that a lot of different ways. We participate in, it's called Museums for All. It's a national program, and it provides free or reduced admission for families that have SNAP or EBT food stamps.
Yes.
We also provide active military discounts as well as retired military. We have cultural passes at our local libraries that families can check out, come visit the museum, and return to their local library. All aimed at making the museum really accessible for as many families as possible.
Yeah.
And things like Helping Hands help kids support that.
I love it. It's a great idea.
So you have those types of fundraisers to help with admission, help other people be able to come to the museum. How does the museum itself raise funds to stay open and operating?
Yeah, so we do a lot of fundraising events. Helping Hands, we host a New Year's Eve event every year for families for New Year's. And then we also participate in community-wide Raise the Region, the National Giving Days, as well as we do a lot of grant writing as well to support a lot of our programs and events. We do a lot of outreach in our local communities for special community events. And so all of that helps us be able to continue that and keep the lights on.
Makes sense.
Which is an important thing.
Yeah,
Very important.
It is.
This is Creation Station. It's really about creating. So we have costumes and musical instruments behind the stage. We of course have the puppet stage, and then we even have our loose parts area, which is
I love that.
sort of this idea of making. The Susquehanna Valley United Way is really helping to spearhead an initiative about STEM and making in our region, and so this is sort of our introduction
Yeah.
to it. The idea that you can use anything to create anything.
Right.
And so it's really a great opportunity for kids to kind of think outside the box. And my personal favorite in this room is I just love coming in and seeing the kids in the costumes and the instruments.
So there's actually costumes that they can wear
Yep,
as well.
yeah.
That's great.
And it's really fun. It's even more fun when I walk in and moms and dad are not just the audience, but they're partaking too. There are very few brave parents that get up there, but there are some.
That's great.
And the museum, particularly on Saturdays and Sundays, can be super busy because it's a great time to host birthday parties. And so we do birthday party rentals here. And then even outside our normal operating hours, guests can rent the entire museum and have it to themselves for a special event.
Yeah, that's great.
Welcome to Dave and Wanda in the Morning here on WGRC, where we are having fun at the Lewisburg Children's Museum here in Lewisburg. Wanda, it's around the valley.
We are having a great time talking with staff here. We're learning lots of new things to do. We welcome your kids to come and play and meet us.
You know, a lot of times we run into people and they say they have no idea what we look like. Well, now they do. We're right here.
I'm a fox.
And I am a hippo. Thank you very much.
Shoot. It's Dave and Wanda in the Morning signing off until next time.
Adios. Well, Kayla, here we are, obviously in a medical-related exhibit. Tell us a little bit about how this space came to be and some of the fun that can be had in here.
Yeah, so most everything in this room is health wellness related. So from the ambulance, where kids can kind of work through some emergency preparedness stuff, to the digestive system where they go in through the mouth and out through the, we're going to say the colon, on repeat over and over and over, to the teddy bear doctor clinic. Kids and caregivers can take turns doing pretend play, pretend to be the doctors and nurses going through exams. The computer is so fun. Bucknell professor designed that for us. It's
that's
a
great.
program where they can input their information and get a very special diagnosis.
Oh,
Usually along the lines of like you have the oopsie daisies or something along there. And then of course we have our operation table that the kids can kind of play with, and their caregivers, the different parts of the body, the brain, the intestines, lungs. Yeah, it's great. So lots of fun to be had in here.
Yeah, this is awesome.
This one doesn't buzz, does it?
It does not.
The game that. I just want. Can you identify what this is?
Did you really just say that?
Tell us. You were telling us a little bit about a young girl that you know that was having some issues because of having to go to the doctor so often, and coming here might have helped actually to alleviate that.
Yeah, so that's sort of the power of imaginative pretend play, that kids can act out real life scenarios, but in a really fun and safe environment. And so the doctor's office is a really great example of that, where kids can walk in there, and doctor's offices in real life can be scary for kids and adults too.
Yeah.
And so this particular child, she had a kind of a traumatic event where she had to go to doctors a lot, and then afterward it left her feeling really anxious. And she and her mom would come here and they would play in this space over and over and over. And while her fear hasn't completely gone away, it has greatly improved. And I think that's really the importance of free choice learning and free play. Those opportunities to try things in an atmosphere that's designed specifically for the kiddos and their families, and that's a lot of fun.
And the kids can walk into an actual doctor's office feeling a little bit more prepared. Like, you know what's going to happen.
Exactly. They can walk through the exam and things. And I found, I'm a mom, and whenever we go new places, walking through the steps, that really alleviates some of that. And there's a lot of opportunities to do that here, and in probably the next room that we're going to go to.
All right,
Sounds
we're
great.
looking forward to that. But before we go, I just want to share some thoughts with you.
That's a dad joke. Completely dad joke.
Wah, wah. Well, Kayla, obviously we are here in a grocery store sponsored by Pennsylvania's own Wise Market. Tell us a little bit about this space, how it came to be, and what kids get out of it.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't like to spend money that they don't have in here?
Right.
So when the kiddos come in with their caregivers, they have a couple of options. They can start grocery shopping right away. We even have fun little lists that they can use to make recipes and think through how they want to prepare a nutritious meal. They go through, pick up things in their carts, and they take them to the checkout area, and the scanners really work, and they can scan everything, ring up their bill, and here you don't even have to pay your bill. That's the best part. And then we encourage them to grab an apron. We have these little Wise aprons, and then they can restock the shelves.
That's a good idea.
So I think one of the really nice things in here too is it's so fun to see parents and their kiddos kind of engage in those real world situations. One of our members was telling me that when she and her daughter were shopping in here, her daughter would get out the dozen eggs and she would open it to see if all the eggs were together. And she realized, oh, she's watching me in the grocery store doing it. So like I said earlier, it's just an opportunity to recreate these real world scenarios, but in a kid-friendly way. Second Friday nights of the month, and it's free for families. It's after hours. We limit attendance, so it's for families with children with special needs who have maybe autism or other sensory processing disorders, and coming during the day when the museum is filled with guests and lots of loud noise can be really overwhelming. And so we've been hosting these, and a mom just shared how appreciative she was that they could go out and have an evening as a family together without having to worry about how their son might interact with the environment or vice versa, and they can just go and be together. And to me, that's the most important thing, that families just have this opportunity to be with one another and to enjoy their time and also learn. I mean, it's not just about the content, it's also those really soft skills about collaboration and working together and sharing and cooperating. So there's a lot of learning happening in the museum, even if it's beyond what the Bernoulli principle is. There's a lot of other skills that are happening here.
That's cool.
So what I thought we could do is, museum does a lot of STEM building, engineering activities. So these are earthquake simulators. So your job is going to be to build a tower, and I'm gonna, for the sake of time, I'll give you a limit. So to see the sturdiest building, and then we will test it. So we'll give you like this. I don't know, like 15, 20 seconds to build a tower or a building.
15, 20 seconds, a lot of work.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get to it. So we can start at level 1, and we'll go
Okay,
up together.
let's do this.
All right.
You ready for
Turn
level
the
1?
knob.
I'm ready.
1, 2.
Ooh. Are we feeling comfortable to go to level 2?
Yes, absolutely. I'm gonna lose mine now. The top part is not good. All right, you ready?
All right,
Go.
bump it up.
Oh no. Kayla, it's been great seeing the Children's Museum. It's right here on Market Street in Lewisburg, and thank you for what you all do here. Encouraging play, imagination, allowing kids to be kids, and learning at the same time.
I said earlier, and I am going to say it again, it truly is a hidden gem. I've driven by the building many, many times and always wondered what it was like. And I encourage families to come and to really check this place out. It's great. It's a great, great place.
Thank you very much. It's really a labor of love between a group of people from our board to our volunteers and our staff members. And if you've noticed in the exhibits were created by community members, so it really is a community-wide effort.
Local businesses.
Yeah.
I love it. It's great.
Yeah, so it's a special place.
Well, it's a great place to come and visit, so grab the family, come on out. At the end of this episode, you will find information on how you could contact the Children's Museum here in Lewisburg. And if you have an idea for an upcoming episode, a craft, hobby, or occupation that you would love to teach Wanda and I, or maybe it's a place of interest you want us to get a glimpse of, be sure to submit your ideas via email to morningshow@wgrc.com. That is morningshow@wgrc.com. And Wanda, who knows? We may just see them around the valley. All right, now I got to go shopping. Kayla, you don't mind if I shop, do you?